Who does food better, Disney World or Disneyland? Who has better quick services? Who has better fancy meals? Who has better character dining experiences? If you're ready to learn the truth, that's what we're serving up today on DFV Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and boy, I hope you're on the edge of your seat right now because I sure am. Today we're throwing Disney World and Disneyland restaurants in the ring to see who's going to take home the gold. Will Disney World's East Coast eats sweep the competition, or will Disneyland's West Coast cuisine leave Disney World in the dust? Quick disclaimer before we jump into the competition, there are a lot of restaurants between the two parks, like a lot, so we're only bringing a handful of some of the most popular ones in a head-to-head battle each round. Let's start off with two character meals that'll give off the same hectic energy, Chef Mickey's and Goofy's Kitchen. Both Chef Mickey's and Goofy's Kitchen are buffet spreads inside of a Disney hotel, with Mickey's place being over at the Contemporary and Goofy's being at the Disneyland Hotel. When it comes to food quality at both locations, the fixins are about the same. However, when it comes to character appearances, this is where the two buffets will majorly differ. If you go to Chef Mickey's, you can guarantee you'll meet all of the Fab Five each time: Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, and Donald. And that's actually one of the biggest appeals of this place, like all 5 members of the best clique of all time, and they're all wearing chef's outfits and twirling napkins around the restaurant. Now that's quality entertainment. But over at Goofy's Kitchen, characters rotate out frequently, so you might have a different dining experience each time you visit. While Goofy is always there, as he should be, other characters we've seen roaming around the dining room include Pluto and Minnie, Chip and Dale, possibly a different member of the Fab Five every now and then, but you're not going to see all those members all at once like you will at Chef Mickey's. In the past, we would have given Goofy's Kitchen the upper hand since it used to bring in even rarer characters like Baloo and Aladdin, but we haven't seen these rare characters pop up in a while, meaning Chef Mickey's takes the first victory of our video. Now, if you're ready for some fine dining, we're sticking around the Disney hotels for this next category to bring two of our favorite high-quality dining experiences head-to-head: Napa Rose at Disney's Grand Californian Resort and Spa, and California Grill, still at the Contemporary Resort in Disney World. Both of these sophisticated restaurants have extensive wine lists and rotating prefix menus with California influences. If we're basing our winner off of food alone, I'd say these restaurants are at a draw because I've had really good meals at both. But if I'm basing a winner around the overall atmosphere, which I am, I've got to give the upper hand to California Grill. That's not to say Napa Rose isn't beautiful. The warm tones and wood-heavy decor take this upscale restaurant and make it feel cozy without cheapening it at all. And yet, California Grill has fireworks. When you dine here, you'll be on the 15th floor of the hotel and have access to the restaurant's private balcony. And this balcony is cool as is, got a great view, but in the evening you can get VIP views of the Happily Ever After fireworks show. California Grill will also pipe in the Happily Ever After music throughout the restaurant, and it dims the lighting of the dining room too, just in case you want to watch the show from the comfort of your window seat. So even though California Grill isn't based in California like Napa Rose is, it seems like California still comes out on top, but in Florida, I'm not confused, you're confused. Okay, the scores so far: Disneyland 0, Disney World 2. Just hang in here though. All right, Storytellers Cafe versus Tusker House. We've got more character meals coming your way. Storytellers Cafe is located inside the Grand Californian Hotel, just like Napa Rose, and is a love letter to storytellers everywhere. And then there's Tusker House, which brings us into Disney's Animal Kingdom and takes us through a different type of story. One where you're on a safari through the plains of Africa, trying many different African-inspired dishes throughout the course of your journey. Once again, we're at a buffet, but I can already tell you that what you're going to find at Tusker House is going to be way more unique than what you'll find at Storytellers Cafe. Storytellers is open for breakfast, brunch, and dinner and offers a solid spread of options like carved meats and flatbread and seasonal fish, that yummy roasted corn chowder, and several other dishes with a heavy focus on California cuisine. So this is a good option for families that have a variety of different palate preferences in their group. But when you're over at Tusker House, the buffet options are not only flavorful, but very interesting, especially during lunch and dinner. House specialties include spit roasted tandoori chicken, Berber marinated pork, green curry shrimp, chicken curry, za'atar braised beef, and chermoula salmon fillets. So if you're someone looking for a more unique buffet, Tusker House is going to win a point in your favor. Granted, you're going to wind up paying more for lunch and dinner here than you would at Storytellers, but a big reason for that is because the characters are available at Tusker House all day long. So you can see Safari Explorer, Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy no matter what time of day you visit. Meanwhile, you'll only be able to see our adventure-loving friends over at Storytellers during Mickey's Tales of Adventure breakfast and brunch. Then again, you'll be able to see even more characters during a meal here, since Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Chip, and Dale will come out to meet and greet with guests. And their little outfits are so precious. Mickey with his Indiana Jones-styled hat, and Chip and Dale with their little vests, and Pluto with his little ascot. We love it. But you know what? Both Mickeys at both restaurants wear socks, and that's the most important detail of them all. I don't know. I have a hard time choosing. Why am I doing this video again? This physically pains me to choose. We're going to call it a tie, so we're going to give both a point, but again, if you're into a little bit more unique and adventurous food, Tusker House is going to win for you. But if more common comfort food is your jam, then it's going to be Storytellers. So the score right now, Disneyland 1, Disney World 3. All right, not gonna lie, I have a love-hate relationship with the Main Street bakeries we're about to talk about. So Market House in Disneyland and Main Street Bakery in Magic Kingdom both offer an assortment of pastries and sandwiches and grab-and-go items. Now, because Main Street Bakery and Market House also both sell Starbucks drinks, they get wildly crowded, especially at the beginning of the day. So getting in line becomes more overwhelming and a much bigger time suck. Not only that, but because they sell Starbucks drinks specifically, you're not gonna find them as a mobile order option, so you'll have to stand in that physical line if you want anything at either location. So how do we determine a winner here? Well, we cheat a little and throw one more bakery into the competition. Here's where Jolly Holiday, which is also in Disneyland, enters the scene. I'm not saying that Jolly Holiday doesn't experience the same massive crowds in their little storefront like the two others do, because they do all the time. However, you can mobile order here to avoid standing forever and a day in that physical queue. On top of that, Jolly Holiday also has fun macaroons, breakfast sandwiches, tasty tomato soup. Plus, it also has a huge outdoor seating area with a beautiful view of Sleeping Beauty Castle. Meanwhile, once you grab your items from Main Street Bakery and Market House, you're gonna have to munch and go because there really isn't a lot of seating. Now, this decision isn't a tough one. Jolly Holiday wins for sure for its mobile order capabilities, unique bakery items, and gorgeous outdoor seating. Now, yes, we did cheat a little bit here, but we're not sorry because Jolly Holiday, it's important. Score is Disneyland 2, Disney World 3. Next up is Tropical Hideaway versus Aloha Isle. Is it okay to just claim the winner right now because this Dole Whip showdown is an easy one for me? Aloha Isle over in Magic Kingdom is basically a Disney World rite of passage. It's got your standard pineapple Dole Whip offering, but it's also got other tasty flavors too, like the raspberry pineapple Dole Whip swirl, the coconut swirl, the tropical serenade made with pineapple orange guava juice, coconut soft serve, and an upside down pineapple cake pop, and specialty seasonal treats too, in addition to my pineapple upside down cake with Dole Whip on top. And I love this place. I love it, love it. However, even if I were to combine Aloha Isle with the other main Dole Whip location in Magic Kingdom, Sunshine Tree Terrace, I would still choose Tropical Hideaway in Disneyland every time. Tropical Hideaway has a lot going for it. It's got tons of outdoor seating, unique Dole Whips and savory bao buns with flavors like char siu, spiced veggie, and even lime chicken. And Rosita the Bird tells you jokes. And yeah, most of them are groan-worthy jokes, but that's the Jungle Cruise spirit right there. Sorry, Aloha Isle. I hope you forgive me someday, but I just can't choose you over the glory that is, and hopefully always will be, Tropical Hideaway. Score, Disneyland 3, Disney World 3. Told you to stick with me, Disneylanders. Okay, Trader Sam's Grog Grotto versus Enchanted Tiki Bar. All right, it's a tale of two Trader Sam's, y'all. The OG Trader Sam's is the Enchanted Tiki Bar version over at the Disneyland Hotel, while the second Trader Sam's, the Grog Grotto, is located at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Both Trader Sam's have the same type of tropical vibes going on, and if you're wanting to go with the one that has the most interactive cocktails, where certain drinks that you will order trigger certain events inside the bar, then good news, because they both have a whole lot of that. So how do we choose a winner then? Well, easy. We choose the one with advanced dining reservations. Trader Sam's is a super popular destination on both coasts, meaning seating is extremely limited each night. When you go to Grog Grotto, you'll have to arrive early, like before 3 p.m. when the bar opens, to get in line and get your name on the waiting list before it fills up. But for Enchanted Tiki Bar, you can make advanced dining reservations 60 days before your trip, so you can guarantee a seat in this interactive location and not have to stress about putting your entire day on pause just to get your name on a wait list. Walk-up wait lists are still available over at the Enchanted Tiki Bar too, just in case you weren't able to make a reservation, but again, availability is limited. So if you know for sure you want to go here, make advanced dining reservations for this winning Trader Sam's location ASAP. Score, Disneyland 4, Disney World 3. All right, headed over to churros. This is a no-duh category, so I'm going to keep things brief. Disneyland's churros reign superior over Disney World's just in general. While we've seen a little more churro variety pop up in Disney World lately, both Disneyland's seasonal and year-round churro offerings are always something we look forward to trying each time we visit. In the past, some of our favorite Disneyland churros have been the berries and cream, the green apple with caramel dipping sauce, the caliente from Senor Buzz Churros, the mango with chili lime sugar, the fluffernutter. I could keep going, but the important thing to take away from this list isn't that all these flavors will be available in Disneyland all the time, but rather you're always going to find some sort of weird and wonderful new flavor to try each time you're here. And on top of that, churros seem to be everywhere around Disneyland. Meanwhile, in Disney World, you might see a basic churro pop up around a few carts here and there, but the churro game just isn't as strong. Score: Disneyland 5, Disney World 3. All right, Woody's Lunchbox versus Pixar Pier food kiosks. Okay, yikes, this one's a toughie. I'm going to compare two types of Pixar-themed on-the-go food offerings. The first is Woody's Lunchbox at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and the second is the variety of Pixar Pier kiosks over in Disney California Adventure. Poultry Palace, Senor Buzz Churros, Angry Dogs, Adorable Snowman Frosted Treats, and Jack Jack Cookie Num Nums. Now, I know what you're thinking. 5 kiosks against 1 quick service, is that even fair? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm actually giving the win over to the 1 quick service. Sure, the kiosks have a variety of tasty snacks, and yes, the Adorable Snowman treats are hands down one of my favorite Disney dessert options of all time, but Woody's Lunchbox is the entire package in one convenient location. Not only is Woody's Place themed super cute with Baby Bell cheese seats and oversized thermoses, but the menu has a nice variety of both sweet and savory options, breakfast, lunch, and dinner that our team hits up almost every time they're inside the park. We're talking tachos, hearty sandwiches, lunchbox tarts, tomato soup. Apparently we really like tomato soup. And they even have breakfast offerings that you can grab on the go before or after a ride on Slinky Dog Dash. So for the convenience factor, as well as the unique variety of snacks on the menu here, Woody's Lunchbox shows its strength against literally 5 solid Pixar snack kiosks. But don't worry, Adorable Snowman, I will be back for you. Score now: Disneyland 5, Disney World 4. All right, Bengal barbecue versus Flame Tree barbecue. This is a barbecue smackdown. Despite barbecue being part of each of these quick services names, the menu variety between the two is still very different. At Disneyland's Bengal barbecue, you're going to find skewer selections like hot and spicy beef skewers, pork belly skewers, bacon-wrapped asparagus skewers, and chicken skewers. And at Animal Kingdom's Flame Tree barbecue, you're going to find barbecue classics like ribs, chicken, and pulled pork samplers, baked macaroni and cheese with pulled pork, and a smoked pulled pork sandwich as well. While I do love the high-quality skewer options at Bengal barbecue, it's a very unique and cheap protein fix when you're in a hurry, and they are always delicious. I gotta hand the win over to Flame Tree this time. There's all around more seating and more food options with bigger portions to choose from at Flame Tree, plus that pulled pork mac and cheese with that crispy onion ring on top is to die for. And so even though you're telling me it's not fair to compare Bengal barbecue to Flame Tree barbecue because they have such different offerings, I think probably any place with that pulled pork mac and cheese with the onion ring would probably win over even like Napa Rose. So score: Disneyland 5, Disney World 5. All right, we're neck and neck. Next up is Geyser Point versus the Grand Californian Hotel Craftsman Grill. So what can I say about both Geyser Point Bar and Grill at Disney's Wilderness Lodge and the GCH Craftsman Grill at the Grand Californian? Well, they're both very similar. They are set in a relaxing, outdoorsy atmosphere. They're both places that are well known for their hearty appetizers and entrees, but even more well known for their vast selection of cocktails and spirits. And they're both a solid escape from the hustle and bustle of the parks. But when it comes down to it, Geyser Point is going to take home the gold. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. While GCH has a nice view of the resort pool, Geyser Point has an even better view of Bay Lake, and y'all, that picture-perfect spot is hard to beat. And if you time your visit just right, you'll also be able to watch the electrical water pageant at night, which parades across Disney waters after Magic Kingdom starts to wrap up for the day. Not only that, but Geyser Point also doubles as both a counter service and table service restaurant, meaning you can choose if you want to quickly munch on something before hitting the road, or if you want to chill for a bit and really take in the sights of Disney's sparkling lakeside. So score on this one: Disneyland 5, Disney World 6. All right, we're over halfway through the competition and the stats are close, but let's hear a word from our sponsor, us. That's right. If you're ready to learn even more Disney World restaurants, snacks, and drinks, then head to dfbstore.com to pick up a digital copy of our 2023 DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. So these books are loaded with hundreds of pages worth of helpful tips, recommendations, budgeting techniques. They're going to make sure your dining across the East Coast goes as swimmingly as possible. And be sure to type code YouTube to save money on your total purchase. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled competition. I love this video. This is so much fun to talk about some of my favorite places in the 2 domestic parks. Okay, Galaxy's Edge food. You'd think the Galaxy's Edge food at both Hollywood Studios and Disneyland Park would be the exact same thing across the board, right? But these Batu-inspired eats are more different than you might think. Over at Rancho Roasters, we tend to prefer the Hollywood Studios version over the Disneyland one for their plant-based option alone, because we tend to be Team Zuki Wrap instead of Team Ronto-less Wrap. And Hollywood Studios wins again over at Docking Bay 7 with its wider variety of intergalactic quick service eats. That said, Docking Bay 7 in Disneyland rotates more frequently through seasonal options, so if that's important to you, then that would win the point for you. Oga's Cantina, however, is where we start to switch allegiances. The Hollywood Studios version of Oga's still has those fun spirits and spaceport vibes going on, but we're really not a huge fan of its snack offerings. Meanwhile, Disneyland's version of Oga's not only has more snacks to choose from, but better snacks too. But even with us preferring the Disneyland Oga's Cantina to the Hollywood Studios one, the final verdict is still in Disney World's favor, winning them the title of Best Offerings in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. So score Disneyland 5, Disney World 7. All right, you ready for some Italian food? We're going to talk Wine Country Trattoria versus Tony's Town Square. So if you've been following my Disney food adventures on this channel for a while now, then you already know who the winner is here, but let's break it down regardless. Wine Country Trattoria in Disney California Adventure and Tony's Town Square in Magic Kingdom are both sit-down restaurants with Italian cuisine. While Country Trattoria is adorable, it's got a cute outdoor terrace and a small but decent selection of entrees. Tony's Town Square is adorable too because it's themed around Lady and the Tramp, and it also does have a nice little outdoor terrace. Now, I'm not saying either restaurant's going to provide you with the best meal you've ever had at a Disney park, because it's not. But what I will say is that the expansive menu of wine options and the better quality of food overall does place Wine Country Trattoria above Tony's Town Square pretty much any day of the week. I give Tony's a hard time, but the food here isn't inedible. It's very much like a glorified Olive Garden, though a trip here might still be worth it for the cheesy garlic breadsticks alone. It's just difficult for me to ever recommend this one when literally every other Magic Kingdom sit-down restaurant is a little bit better. That being said, you can usually find last-minute reservations for Tony's if you're looking for somewhere to sit and eat a hearty meal before heading back out into the park. But I digress. Wine Country Trattoria is an easy win for this one, if only for its wine selection and patio seating that's decked out with greenery and canvas umbrellas. Score Disneyland 6, Disney World 7. And it's time for pizza. Alien Pizza Planet versus PizzeRizzo. Disney's quick service pizza in Disney World and Disneyland alike is a fan favorite for kiddos everywhere. Even the mediocre pizzas can win your party members over with their gooey cheese and tomato sauce and thick crusts. But when it comes to Alien Pizza Planet in Disneyland versus PizzeRizzo in Hollywood Studios, is there a colorful pizza quick service that does things better? We think so. Now, I love PizzeRizzo's theming because Muppets, that's it, that's the argument. Seriously though, the Muppets theming and corny jokes decorating this expansive 2-story dining space is tough to beat. Then again, let's give Disneyland's Alien Pizza Planet its due credit in both theming and food quality. There are aliens everywhere, and that's a-okay with me because the Toy Story aliens are cuties and they're most certainly allowed to sit with us. And when you pit the pizza at Alien Pizza Planet against what you'll get at PizzeRizzo, the Pizza Planet one is what we personally prefer. Will you get more pizza per order at PizzeRizzo? Maybe, because over there you're going to get that whole personal pan pizza to yourself, while the Pizza Planet servings are really hearty slices. But quantity doesn't mean anything if the quality's not there, and when it comes to PizzeRizzo's quality of their personal pan pizzas, you're getting mostly puffy bread and a little bit of toppings and mostly grease. Meanwhile, aside from their more decent pizza slices, Alien Pizza Planet also has pastas that aren't just okay, they're actually really good. You got options like the charred broccolini and lemon chicken pasta, and the chicken shrimp fusillis too, those are my favorites. Let's not forget about dessert too, the alien macaroon is so cute that you're not going to want to bite down and ruin its little 3-eyed face, but you will anyways because the blackberry and lemon curd filling is really good. So, congratulations, aliens. You win. Better luck next time, Rizzo the Rat. I still believe in you. Score Disneyland 7, Disney World 7. All right, Cinderella's Royal Table versus the Disney Princess Breakfast Adventure. Okay, Cinderella's Royal Table at Magic Kingdom and the Disney Princess Breakfast Adventure inside Napa Rose Both offer princess character dining experiences, but they work a little differently. At Cinderella's royal table, you'll get the chance to dine in the Cinderella castle and meet a gaggle of your favorite princesses, like Ariel and Aurora and Jasmine and Snow White and of course Cinderella. Meanwhile, the Disney Princess Breakfast Adventure is a breakfast-only offering, if the title didn't give that away for you, which is only available Thursday through Monday between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. Again, you'll be dining on a multi-course meal, but the big allure of this particular experience isn't just that your kid's going to be able to say hi to the princesses, but actually legitimately hang out with them. Belle might be there to tell some stories, Mulan might take time to show you some fierce warrior moves. It all depends on what characters are available during your visit, but whoever is there will give the kids more of an exclusive one-on-one visit instead of making it a quick drive-by greeting from one table to the next. With all that being said, I've still got to hand my vote over to Cinderella's royal table. Here's the biggest shocker of them all. Cinderella's royal table is cheaper. It's true, Cindy's doesn't come cheap, but if you eat here for breakfast, you'll pay $65 per adult and $39 per kid. But back over at Napa Rose, the Princess Breakfast Adventures rack up the bill to $125 per kid and adult. And that's just for breakfast food. In order to really appreciate the Princess Breakfast, you have to be committed to character meet and greets. However, even if character meals aren't your favorite thing ever, you'll still be able to appreciate eating in the literal heart and soul of Magic Kingdom at Cinderella's royal table. So, score now, Disneyland 7, Disney World 8. Headed over to Rancho del Zocalo versus Pecos Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. It is taco time. Both Rancho del Zocalo and Disneyland and Pecos Bill in Magic Kingdom reside within their version of Frontierland. And while I can appreciate both Mexican-inspired menus to a certain degree, there's definitely a quick service here that stands out above the other. And that's Rancho del Zocalo, no contest. Don't get me wrong, Pecos Bill is a good choice for a quick meal, especially since it has a lot of seating in its dining room, and the tacos, fajita platters, rice bowls, and nachos here are decent, but they're not noteworthy by any means. They'll get you fed, much like your fast food taco location will do back home. But Rancho del Zocalo comes in clutch and wins my heart over and over again for so many reasons. Not only are its enchiladas and burritos and green chili nachos hearty and high quality each time I order them, and they're only like $12 to $15 for a full-on platter with sides of Mexican rice, refried beans, and the works, but those seasonal horchatas are also 10 out of 10. Plus, can we talk about how stinking adorable this area is? Like, Pecos Bill might be spacious, but there's not much to look at in there. Rancho feels like you've been transported into a Spanish oasis. And even though most of the seating is outdoors, there's ample amounts of covering so you don't have to worry about sitting in the direct sunlight while eating heavy portions of tasty Mexican food. Plus, can we just talk about how eating outside in California is a lot nicer than eating outside in Orlando a lot of the time. There, I said it. I'm not going to take it back. So the score is now Disneyland 8, Disney World 8. Next up, Plaza Inn versus Crystal Palace. Okay, what do Plaza Inn at Disneyland and Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom have in common? A few things, actually. For starters, both restaurants serve up comfort food classics right off their respective Main Street USAs. They also both offer character dining opportunities, and that's when their similarities start to fade. Crystal Palace is a buffet-style eatery where you can meet Pooh and friends because every day is Friendship Day here, for every single meal. The buffet switches up regularly, but usually includes options like seasonal ravioli, shrimp creole, and country fried chicken for lunch and dinner, and your standard spread of breakfast goodies in the morning, including churro Mickey waffles, which are just unbelievable. But over at Plaza Inn, when you eat here doesn't just determine if you're going to get breakfast food or not, it also determines A, if you're going to see any characters, because character dining only happens during its morning meet and greet offering, Minnie and Friends Breakfast in the Park, and B, if you're going to have a sit-down meal or a quick service meal. While breakfast is all you can eat, lunch and dinner is actually served in a quick service cafeteria-like format. Minnie and Friends Breakfast in the Park gives you the chance not only to meet Minnie out with her beautiful arrangement of flowers, but you'll also have the opportunity to meet Chip and Dale, Daisy, Pluto, and hold up, is that Pooh and Tigger I see over here too? Yes, they are here making their rounds at the Plaza Inn as well. Now, let's talk about Plaza Inn's quick service food, the lunch and dinner. The characters go away when the cafeteria comes out to play, but just because this restaurant turns into a quick service doesn't mean the quality of the food suffers. I would wholeheartedly pick that Plaza Inn specialty fried chicken over any of the food at Crystal Palace any day. And no, I'm not being dramatic, it is just that good. So I think it's safe to say Plaza Inn wins this round, but Crystal Palace should still be honored that I consider it to be a worthy opponent for this incredible fried chicken. Score now, Disneyland 9, Disney World 8. All right, Carthay Circle versus Hollywood Brown Derby. We are in Hollywood, my friends, and I mean that in several different ways. Carthay Circle at Disney California Adventure and Hollywood Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios are both themed around a couple of historic Hollywood landmarks. There's lots to love about both locations. Their dining rooms are sophisticated and great for a date night inside the parks. Their menu options are unique, but not so unique you'll feel like you're eating too fancy of a meal or anything. They both have lounges that you don't have to make reservations for, but are based on a first-come, first-served basis. And unlike many signature-themed Disney restaurants nowadays, you can order your appetizers, entrees, and desserts a la carte instead of being forced to pay for them all, whether you want them or not. But at the end of the day, there is only one winner, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over choosing Hollywood Brown Derby as that winner. Hollywood Brown Derby impresses me over and over again, from its celebrity caricatures on the walls to its famous Cobb salad to the soups, grapefruit cake, charcuterie platters, martini flights. It's just an event each and every time. Meanwhile, I've had decent meals at Carthay Circle, but I've also had a few disappointing ones too. And with a track record like Hollywood Brown Derby has, one blah experience somewhere is enough to knock it down in the ranks. So score now, Disneyland 9, Disney World 9. And just like that, we're all tied up. Like I said earlier, there are probably 5 zillion more restaurants I could have compared in this video because there are just so many places to eat in every single Disney park. But I think the best way to break the tie here is by comparing a wild card entry, the festival food booths between Disney California Adventure and EPCOT. And I bet you think you know what I'm going to pick, but I bet you don't. So whether I'm exploring the festivals at EPCOT or DCA, I always tend to find quite a few items to fall in love with. In fact, just recently, we got to taste our way around EPCOT's Food and Wine Festival for its new season. So if you want to learn about what we thought was the best of the fest this time around, you can go check out our video now live on the channel. Now, if I had to choose which festivals provide not only the best quality options, but also the easiest to snag while you're on the go, I'm going to have to choose Disney California Adventure. What an upset, right? But even looking back at the 2023 offerings, both Lunar New Year and DCA's Food and Wine brought to the DCA table this time around, I don't regret my decision one bit. I have always thought that Disneyland's food festivals have been better than Disney World's. This year, over at DCA, we got to taste foods like white chocolate apple bread pudding, pork and shrimp wontons, carbonara mac and cheese, blueberry buttermilk pie. Those wings are always amazing. It's just quality stuff everywhere you turn, and more consistent quality at that. Plus, over at DCA, you can pick up a Sip and Savor Pass to make your tasting adventures that much easier. The Sip and Savor Pass can help you save money if you choose the higher priced tasting items for each of your entitlement tabs. And here's what makes a DCA festival even better. No matter which festival food booth you choose, you can order and pay for all the festival items you want to try in one place. Just choose a booth, any booth, preferably the one with the shortest line, and order all the items that you want from all the booths once you get to the front of it. The cast member taking your order will print out a receipt of all the items you ordered. Then all you have to do is bring your receipt over to each booth and pick up your items without having to wait to pay for every single one of them individually. Unbelievably efficient. Seriously, why doesn't EPCOT's festival do this? Though EPCOT's festivals don't have anything like a Sip and Savor Pass, and you certainly can't order all your food at the first booth and skip the lines everywhere else, there are a whole lot of festival changes coming to this park, which we're going to see come into play once the brand new festival hub, the Communicore Hall and Plaza, open up later this year. We're going to make sure to let you know when more news about that arises, but for now, Disney California Adventure's festival offerings based on just food alone have helped secure Disneyland's championship title. Score, Disneyland 10, Disney World 9. So the winner is Disneyland. This OG park continues to impress us with its classic and innovative meals and treats each time we visit. And if I were to talk about the corn dogs, if I were to talk about the funnel cakes, I could compare many more things between Disneyland and Disney World, and most of the time Disneyland is going to come out on top for those. So just a heads up, I really do think that if you are a food connoisseur, a food fan, and you want to have some of the best theme park food, head over to Disneyland. But that doesn't mean Disney World doesn't put up a good fight. There are so many tasty meals in the East Coast parks that we do prefer over the West Coast, and who knows, you might feel like the most magical place on earth triumphs over the happiest place on earth during your next visit. At the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference, and personally, Disneyland reigns victorious in our books. So what do you think? Did we choose the correct champion? Are there other restaurants you would have compared in this video? Let us know in the comments so we can keep the competition going, and as always, make sure to keep tuning back in for more Disney planning videos to come. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.